One race away from the Try Hard Championship weekend. And this race is the triple header, the final triple header of the season that Ron Oil picks his Triple Crown, starting today at Texas Worlds. Everything's bigger in Texas, and this triple header could be no difference. This is the only triple header with 3 super speedways. Here, Texas World, 2 miles long, the highest bank of the 3B ovals that are 2 miles long, what we call the Three Sisters. It shares its lineage with Michigan up north and California out west. Mathematically, entering this weekend, there are 16 drivers that are still eligible for the championship during this weekend. We expect this number to whittle out, not just because of the nature of the track, but we're gonna have the natural shuffling of positions, so we can expect less drivers being mathematically eligible. But in the meantime, we do have a final silly season item, as Nelson Racing are gonna run 2 full-time cars starting in 2018. That's the first time they do that since the, early 2000s. And currently, at least right now, the big rumor is that Pammy Barton is going to be that second driver. She had such weight showings this season, and you saw how strong she was right out of the gates. They just want to give her an opportunity to run full-time with her sister Lucy. So this is a very interesting circumstance, and we're going to have to wait and see what happens. But if that is to be, it's going to be very interesting. The field's starting to look right top heavy in 2018. Now let's talk about the opener for this 3-race weekend. This race is going to be 50 laps long, 100 miles. Taking the pole position is going to be Bobby Savage. A big surprise with Tony Hawk starting right alongside him. Cloudy skies up ahead. Easy wins all around. Only 4 cars faded to qualify in all races this weekend. 40 cars attempting, 36 are starting each race. Let's go trackside.
Bobby Savage leads the field to the green. Triumph Motorsports has shown a lot of proficiency on the super speedway, so this result is not a surprise. We expect them to run pretty well this weekend. Ronnie Sample starting in third, Tony Hart in second, Mac Hanley starting right there in fourth. Caitlin Richler having already a pretty aggressive run at third place. After starting in the 5th position, she knows she needs to gain points, and she needs to gain them quick. Savage's teammate Brett Finley right there on turn number 3, running in 6th place. Savage ends up having to check up. He may have hit a bump on turn number 3. Tony Hart uses that opportunity to take the lead of the race. On lap number 2, you see Rebecca Pellerin moving ahead. You look at her, she's running in 10th place right now. And this is going to be an advance she needs to do, as you see a 4 wide almost forming there with Ruby Carson, Ryan Faulkner, Thomas Tucker, right, and Jenny Irving. By lap number 3, Ronnie Samples goes after Hart and is gonna take the lead at the entrance of the back straightaway, and Ronnie Samples is now your new leader of the race. Caitlin Richler pushing him towards the front. And by lap number 4, look at Rebecca Pellerin diving low on turn number 1, makes it a 3 wide as they come out of turn number 2. She's gonna have a go at 2nd place, and she's gonna take 2nd place and set her sights on the number 7, with Thomas Tucker, Brad Finley following close behind with Ryan Faulkner. And 1 lap later, lap 5, it is indeed all Rebecca Pellerin as she dives into 1st place into Ronnie Samples. They're side by side as they approach turn number 3. They're still at the same pace, a little bit behind Pellerin, but at turn number 3 she's gonna finish off the move, and Rebecca Pellerin will be your new leader of the race. However, that lead will not be long-lived, as Tony Hart will eventually pass her again. You're gonna see it soon, as you get a 4 wide between Alexis Wyman, Lexi Percy, Joey Turkson, Bobby Savage falling backwards really fast and really early. Blake Chandler in the middle of this battle, running in 28th place. This is the back of the field. And as I mentioned, Tony Hart's gonna jump back into the lead with a push from Thomas Tucker. The field has yet to spread out too much, so you're seeing a lot of pack racing, a lot of lead changing early on. However, Hart will hold the lead until lap number 11 when Connie Brooks, climbing very consistently, makes the move on the inside of turn number 3, and the 28 leads away. Ollie Sandolo and her teammate giving a push. Ryan Faulkner right there in 4th place. He needs to gain a few points over Tony Hart to still have a shot at Rookie of the Year, while Blake Chandler still has a shot at locking Rookie of the Year as you go together with Riley McKee, Kelly Ashcroft, Rebecca Pellerin, and Ronnie Samples almost getting together on the back straightaway. A very precarious position, especially for the 99 and the 27, which are battling for the championship right now. And there goes Kelly Ashcroft on the inside, trying to take the 4th place as Connie Brooks continues to lead. In the back of the field, 23rd place is Blake Chandler. Luke Pellerin running in 21st, right ahead of Jenny Irving and Chandler. Chandler now takes 20 seconds, gonna go for 21st at the front stretch, and there's contact! The engine on the 9 expired, and as everybody checked up, oh look out, Hibiki Murata and Caitlin Richler got together. Caitlin Richler had to check up. Lee Schmidt gave her a bump by accident. He also came in there hot, and Hibiki Murata just got caught up in it, and that's gonna be your first caution of the afternoon. And Boyd Abbott narrowly misses, hitting both Murata and Richler. That could have ended much, much worse. The whole field chose to pit, and Ruby Carson ends up expiring in the pits. That's a very unfortunate end for the driver of the 77. 26 laps in. But leading the field to the green is gonna be Connie Brooks as we're just past the halfway point of this race. Ronnie Samples already getting the 3 wide move prepared for turn number 1. Is he gonna try it already? Doesn't look like so. He's gonna take the 2nd position from Tony Hart first, and the 22 Riley McKee right behind him. And Samples on the inside, Finley also on that middle. Lucia Harper having a good run there. Jenny Irving having a fantastic run right there as well. She checks up, and that could have been very dangerous to the driver right behind her, Ryan Faulkner, but she had to check up. She was almost gonna run out of space and end up hitting Rebecca Pellerin. Can't do that. And by the time we get to lap 28, she's starting to fall a little bit. Look, Pellerin climbing. You see the other drivers that are championship contenders also climbing very slowly, very cautiously. Riley McKee now making the move for the lead on lap number 29 of 50 with the help of Tony Hart and Rebecca Pellerin on the line. Connie Brooks trying to force a 3 wide right there for the 2nd spot. Cannot do it, does not have enough time as Riley McKee leads away, and you're gonna follow Connie Brooks as she takes 3rd place from Ronnie Sample and starts to chase down the 96 of Tony Hart. She's gonna dive to the inside. McKee's right there. Almost a 3 wide for the lead as they come into turn number 1. And Connie Brooks is gonna get the 2nd position. Is gonna set her sights on Riley McKee for the lead. She's gonna get it. As you see the move, Lucia Harper gaining a spot. Rebecca Pellerin almost hitting the 96. The car is bottoming out, and that's an effect of the usage of tires at this track. In the meantime, Lucy Barton currently running in 15th. Contact with the 55 of Jamal Schmidt. Blake Chandler is involved, and Boyd Abbott and Lexi Percy involved. Big contact with 2 of the championship contenders as you go riding with Blake Chandler as they come out of turn number 2. Jamal Schmidt bottomed out, just ran out of space into Jenny Irving. Irving had nothing she could do. She taps the rear end of the 98 right into the path of the 03 and the 2, and that's big trouble for both Chandler and Lucy Barton. That is big trouble. In the meantime, a lot of drivers decide to not pit as we're on lap number 32. Everybody pitted on lap number 22. So in theory, if you save enough fuel, you can get to the finish, but that is no guarantee. Leaving the pits in first is Connie Brooks, followed by Tony Hart, the 22 of Riley McKee, the 88 of Luke Pellerin, Rebecca Pellerin right behind, Brett Finley, the 18 of Mac Henley, the 85 of Charlie Faulkner. Then you see the 81 of Corbin Dempsey. Leading the field to the green is going to be Lucia Harper and Joy Torkson, and Harper has a terrible restart. Ryan Faulkner, Alessandro Nolan, Lucy Barton, Jack Patterson, Jenny Irving are among those drivers that did not put any fuel. Barton and Irving just repaired damage but didn't do anything to the car. So that's why they're restarting ahead of these others. They just pulled a couple of panels, gave it a little bit of a hammering, and that was enough for around 15 seconds. But you can see the car, the 98 is wounded. That 98 car is indeed very wounded. You can see how she's starting to lose positions and dropping like a rock, as there goes the 27, there goes the 81, there goes the 55, all on the inside. The battle for the top position. Tony Hart is one of the drivers that pitted, and he is chasing down the 79 and the 85 and the 0, and that's due to the change in tires. He's replaced the 4 tires in that car, and as such he can just drive much deeper with less and less bottoming out in comparison to the other cars. Another surprise right now is Dan Wright, currently running in 19th place for the 71 team, as Tony Hart's gonna take the 3rd position from Lucia Harper, set his sights on the 0 and the 89 with only 9 laps remaining here in College Station. And you see how he chases down the 89 and the 0 as they come into turn number 3. Is that gonna be enough? Doesn't look like it will. He's not gonna be on the bumper just yet, as we're coming to 8 laps to go, and you ride together with the 0 Joy Turkson. There goes the 96 for the top spot. And is it gonna be enough on the back straightaway as they come into turn number 3? Looks like it will. Tony Hart is gonna take the lead of the race, being pushed by Lucia Harper. Harper also hasn't pitted yet. You can see how that car bottoms out. And you can see outside of the top 10, Kristen Young passing Luke Pellerin, having a fantastic run. Kristen Young, she got the draft on the 55, as you see the 55, the 27, and the 88 running nose to tail. Those 3 are essentially just working together like very good teammates. The 33 now chasing down the 15 of Brett Finley. She's now trying to get into the top 10. Is it gonna be enough? She's trying to get another top 10. She has been having a lot of great results in this late season, as they're coming to 5 laps to go. Torgerson continues to lead, but they're gonna have to call him to the pits pretty soon. I think it's becoming pretty clear that they don't have enough fuel, as the leaders are coming to lap. Caitlin Richter, who has a lot of damage from that first caution. Here comes Torgerson on the inside. That's gonna help a lot of drivers like Kristen Young, Jamal Schmidt, and Brad Finley, who are now part of this top pack. Torgerson and Charlie Faulkner go through, followed by the 22 of Riley McKee. And this is the battle for the lead. McKee to the inside. McKee has pitted during the last caution period, and he's gonna go for the lead, but it's not gonna be enough grip there on the inside. Ronnie Sample's gonna take this opportunity to go on the outside, and there goes the 0 into the pits. The 0 peels off, the 89 peels off. They don't have enough fuel to finish. They pit with only 4 laps to go. That's that attempted master stroke did not work, as we did not get another caution. The checkup was enough for Kristen Young to jump all the way to 2nd place, being pushed by Boyd Abbott. Charlie Faulkner right there in 4th, as the Ronnie Sample stakes 2 laps to go. Rounding into turn number 1, Kristen Young dives deep. Is that gonna be enough? Looks like it might. It will, and Kristen Young, trying to make a fantastic upset, takes the lead of the race for that tiny little team, which is CJK Racing. And as they come out of the turn 4, there is only 1 lap remaining. White flag is in the air for Kristen Young. Boyd Abbott right there on the inside. Charlie Faulkner, Jamal Schmidt, Riley McKee, and I think that is the 81 of Corbin Dempsey, all under 1 blanket. Brad Finley also part of this lead pack, and Boyd Abbott tried to make the move on the inside, cannot quite do it. He has a lot of parity to the number 7, trying to make the move on the inside. Corbin Dempsey trying to vault over multiple positions. Kristen Young on the inside, and she's starting to drift up a little bit. That's the opportunity the 7 needs. And there goes Ronnie Samples, peels off to the inside. Is it gonna be enough? It won't, and Kristen Young steals it here in Texas World. For a season chock full of crazy results and fantastic upsets, the biggest one of them could have only come in Texas. Kristen Young breaks through and wins for the tiny CJK Racing team over Ronnie Samples, Boyd Abbott, Corbin Dempsey, and Charlie Faulkner, another top 5 for the 85 car. Closing the top 10 in this race that is certainly gonna drop a very big anvil on the championships of quite a few people. Jamal Schmidt, Riley McKee, Brett Finley, Tony Hart, and Rebecca Pellerin close out the top 10.
Second of 3 races is going to be at the Texas Motor Speedway here in Fort Worth. It's also going to be a 100-mile race, 67 laps long, with at Triumph Motorsports once again getting a front row seat with Brett Finley now starting on the outside of pole position. Mac Henley. Weather once again clear skies, easy wins all around. 4 cars fading to qualify. In the pit position for Texas, where Bobby Savage is one of them, alongside Rookie of the Year contender Boyd Abbott. Let's go trackside.
Mac Henley leads the field to the green for a 67-lap race here in the Texas Motor Speedway. We expect this race to be pretty much the closest we should have to a plate race in the style of the PCC Cup Series, minus the speed. But as you see, they're pretty much dead even. They're on a dead heat coming down to turn number 1. There's contact between Brett Finley and Rebecca Pellerin on lap number 2 as they come out of turn number 2. Charlie Faulkner forced the 3 wide, almost a 4 wide right there. Everybody had to check up or else they'd wreck up, and things were almost ended pretty badly. As you see, Kirk Jones working his way forward together with Luke Pellerin and Thomas Tucker. Lucy Barton running right there in the 3rd position, going for 2nd as Ronnie Samples takes the lead, trying to win the race that he could not win last time around. As they open lap number 4, Barton on the inside of Samples, making the move together with Joy Torx and Tony Hart, her teammate. And then on the back of the field, Jimmy Frazier into the back of the 33 of Kristen Young. They go hard into the wall, but because this was such in the back of the field, and as you're gonna see, they're both gonna drive away with no issue, there is not gonna be a caution called for it, but the race for Kristen Young comes to a very abrupt halt. The winner in Texas World will not do well in Texas Motor. In the front of the field, you see Ruby Carson leading Ronnie Samples, Jenny Irving having a pretty good run, and as you can understand, the race has been pretty much a lot of shuffling. There's contact between Lee Schmidt and Rebecca Pellerin. Schmidt to the inside, there's a second wreck. Pole position, Mac Henley's involved, Jenny Irving involved, the 96 of Tony Hart, and the 469 is also involved. A large crash as the 79-77 got together. They're avoiding this crash, and the 469 also involved. And I don't believe anyone's gonna be done for the day, but they're all gonna be with quite some damage. Ronnie Samples leads the field to the green, and he has a pretty solid start together with Alexis Wyman, with the 81 of Corbin Dempsey following very closely behind. The 88 of Luke Pellerin also near them. The 68 of Andy Atwood also running pretty well. Jamal Schmidt closed the top 6, and your eyes do not deceive you. That is the 200 running within the top 10. That is a big surprise, but not as much when, again, we mentioned that this race would pretty much have super speedway levels of shuffling. Ryan Faulkner forces a 3 wide for the lead of the race over Joy Torx, and the 81 of Corbin Dempsey almost gets tapped by Blake Chandler. Blake Chandler pushing him forward, and Ryan Faulkner is gonna take the lead of the race right now. As you see, the field starting to spread away aside from this lead pack. Here comes Brett Finley on the inside with a push from Rebecca Pellerin, who saved that car in that first caution and did not get any damage. And Ryan Faulkner leads. Ollie Sandel Nolan now shuffles into 2nd place. Hibiki Murata, Caitlin Richler, and Lucy Barton complete the top 5. There goes Sandel Nolan for the lead, and he's gonna get it. It's gonna be tried and true, and Sandel Nolan's your new leader. In the back of the field, you get a 4 wide. You get a 4 wide. That's definitely not gonna end well. Alexis Wyman, Jimmy Frazier around, and somehow, someway, nobody strikes them. This could have been tenfold worse, because you see this 4 wide, the 77 had nowhere to go. The 0 just drifted up, and somehow the 48 and the 0 were avoided by everyone. A spectacular crash avoidance by the entire field. Congratulations to everyone because they deserve it. Ronnie Samples leads the field to the green once again, but he has a terrible restart and Emily Pauvin has the nose ahead. He's gonna recover, but here comes Pauvin's teammate, and again, your eyes do not deceive you. The shuffling has put Adam Patterson on the top 5. The 14 team has indeed come alive late in this season. Adam Patterson, I think, finally adapted to the car after a season of a lot of growing pains. Unfortunately, it is too little too late, and I don't think we're gonna see the 14 crew run the full season next year. As you follow the 14, as he's gonna make a move for the lead, he's gonna get the lead a lap. But in the back of the field again, another 4 wide with Kelly Ashcroft, Ronnie Samples, Lexi Percy, Emily Pauvin. There's contact. The 3 are on the wall. Samples, Ashcroft, Pauvin, and Alexis Wyman has nowhere to go, ends up striking the 7. She couldn't predict where the 7 was gonna go, and we get 4 cars badly damaged. You see the damage on the 20. The 7 and the 20 were having such good runs, and they're gonna come down to a screeching halt. But in the front of the field, you see Kip Lemon surviving as they race back to the line, and the 200 is your new leader of the race. Follow there, look at the 71. Dan Wright having a good run in the polymer oil, 7-1. Now let's take a look at our championship contenders. Rebecca Pellerin currently running in the 3rd position. Right behind her, the 03 of Blake Chandler, also having a pretty solid run as of now. Shuffling towards the back is Lucy Barton, 12th, Thomas Tucker, 13th, and last but not least, Luke Pellerin, 22nd place, just making up the ranks, waiting in the wings should anything arise. Kip Lemon's gonna lead the field to the green, and he does not get the best of restarts. Brett Finley already gets away with it, and Brett Finley is the leader as they come into turn number 1. Lemon's gonna try to mount a defense. Is it gonna be enough? Looks like it will. Kip Lemon with a push from Rebecca Pellerin, and Corbin Dempsey's gonna go through, and he's gonna recover the lead of the race as they come down to turn number 3. But as the shuffle goes on, Charlie Faulkner is gonna get the lead. He gets a tap from the 81 of Corbin Dempsey. That could have ended much worse, especially because it would have been between the leaders in front of the entire field. Ebe Kimurata running in 3rd place. We haven't heard anything from the Hughes racing team about the return of Ebe Kimurata to the crew, but we're gonna have to see as this goes. Blake Chandler advancing now. He's in 2nd place, and the field's coming to lap Kelly Ashcroft. That should break up the pack quite a bit as they go. That is a lot of checkup that they had to do. Rebecca Pellerin and Blake Chandler go through. Thomas Tucker in that lead group as well. And Lucy Barton's gonna end up getting slowed down by the 99. And by the time they get freed up, 81 leads, 32 second, 85 third, 03 fourth. 200 finds itself in 5th, and look at the 27 and the 9 running together, 6th and 7th, chasing down the 89 as the field continues to shuffle. Blake Chandler running in 3rd place, 32 of Kirk Jones, 81 of Corbin Dempsey, mixing it up on the top 3. You see the pack has pretty much split away, which is what we predicted would happen with the lap cars appearing around. But I think it's split in a way that a lot of people that should have been closer to it lost a lot of ground. You see as they lap the 99 once again, the 200 gets a little break, and the pack splits a little bit more. And now it's 27, 200, 55 in the top 3. And the 4 making up the top 4. And now it's 227 battling for the lead as they come to lap the number 19. Rebecca Pellerin into the back of the 200. Into the back of the 200. That could have ended much worse. She realizes what she did, so she just backs off. She's gonna go back to the end of the line behind Jamal Schmidt. And she's gonna try it again. Cleaner this time around. And by this rate, Charlie Faulkner, when they finally rejoin that pack, Charlie Faulkner rejoins the pack in 1st as they catch Caitlin Richler. Riley McKee also rejoined the lead pack, Ryan Faulkner as well, but you see there's still a very big split. By lap 53, of course, we're expecting the pit cycle, a very late pit cycle. And I believe Charlie Faulkner is going to be the first taker on lap number 53. He's going for an undercut. On lap 53, it is him, the 52 Ibiki Murata, the 32 of Kirk Jones, and the 0 of Joey Torkson. On the following lap, most of the field go in, but so far 3 cars stayed out. The 88 of Luke Pellerin, the 28 of Connie Brooks, who currently leads, and the 77 of Ruby Carson. And as you follow around the 28, as she gains ground on the rest of the drivers that have already pitted, the 77 following in closely by. The 02 and the 96 are other 2 drivers that also stayed out. In third place, Luke Pellerin is pretty much further behind them in the back straightaway. As you see the 22 and the 85 merging, he merges together with them. The 77 of Ruby Carson finding herself there in second, chasing down the 28. This could be a pretty big upset for both of them. Connie Brooks has not shown a lot of proficiency in the big ovals, as the 96 pits with only 8 laps to go. We're gonna have to see how this pit cycle ends. And you see the 88 also pitting now with 7 laps to go, lap number 61. And he's not gonna be able to, gain way too much. Lexi Percy pits on this very same lap together with the 88. They're just gonna put the full measure of fuel as Ruby Carson goes for the undercut. She pits in lap 62. She's gonna try to undercut Connie Brooks, or maybe she knows something Brooks doesn't. As you see Charlie Faulkner merging back on track, the 88 is gonna merge right on him. The 88 merges right with the 85. The 85 goes through. Of course, he's faster together with the 43 Ali Schmidt. As you see Connie Brooks leading away, but she has shown to be a lot slower. You see the 88 merging back on track. And I think I know why Ruby Carson pitted. The 28 runs out of fuel. She tried to do a fuel-saving masterclass, and it did not work. She did not save enough. Brett Finley bolts through the grass there, and you're gonna see why. Lucy Barton into the back of the 15. The 15 just keeps it going, and boy, that could have ended much worse than it did. That could have ended much, much worse than it did. But now you look the back straight away as Ruby Carson merges back on track. The 96 of Tony Hart now 1 lap down. And there you see the 85, the 88, the 43, the 2. And Ruby Carson leads away. And she cycles in the lead with a hefty gap. She can even put the throttle a little bit up. Like, she can't even put the pedal to the metal anymore. As you see the 28 merging back on track, she falls behind the 85, falls behind the 88, falls behind the 83, the 43, and she is now out of contention for the win. Charlie Faulkner now trying to fend off Luke Pellerin. Charlie Faulkner is gonna get scored in second this lap around, and he's trying to get the move done on the 88. He's gonna try the outside, which would be a hell of an arm work. And you see how he's gonna get a run there. Is it gonna be enough? Not enough. As rounding out the final corners, coming out of turn number 2, Ruby Carson leads away. She only has the 96 of Tony Hart ahead of her, but she's not overextending herself. She's not forcing the issue. The 96 lets her through as she enters turn number 3, and in a fuel-saving masterclass, Ruby Carson's gonna take the win in Fort Worth. After this completely frenetic race, Ruby Carson comes out on top in a fuel-saving master stroke. Charlie Faulkner finishes in second place. That's his second top 5 this weekend. Luke Pellerin closes out in third. Lucy Barton in fourth. So the championship is gonna get pretty dicey right now, with Dan Wright and Kip Lemon 2 big upsets in the top 6. Connie Brooks, Corbin Dempsey in another top 10 result, Brett Finley and Ibiki Murata closing the top 10.
The final race before the Try Hard Championship weekend is going to be at the Lone Star Super Selva Houston located super speedway for a 125-mile 90-lap race. Taking the pole positions, that'll be the 7 of Ronnie Samples, the 77 of Ruby Carson right alongside him. Skies are clear and we got a very hot weather, 92 degrees Fahrenheit. That's actually quite on the hotter end. Tires are gonna suffer and drivers are definitely gonna suffer in this scorching heat. failing to qualify, notably Lexi Percy, Emily Pova, and Boyd Abbott failing to qualify again. This is definitely not going to help matters in him trying to at least gain something in the Rookie of the Year battle.
Taking the green here in Houston's gonna be the 7 of Ronnie Samples. He has hit the post quite a few times this weekend. Finished second to Kristen Young, then got wrecked out after leading a few laps in Fort Worth. And now he shares the front row with the winner in Fort Worth, Ruby Carson. Rebecca Pellerin and Blake Chandler seeking to earn some points back into the championship hunt. Start in the second row. Rebecca Pellerin already making her moves early. She's going for the lead, and she's going for the lead on a rush. But she's not gonna get to it right now. She gets the second place as we're gonna get a big mess on the front straightaway. Corbin Dempsey, Thomas Tucker involved, Blake Chandler, the 52 Ibiki Murata, Ruby Carson cannot, Lucy Martin cannot avoid it. And there goes the 14 of Adam Patterson into the 969. For someone who was having a solid weekend, it comes to a melancholical end for the 14. Thomas Tucker involved a lot of damage on the 9. And that's gonna be a big incident that helps the 27 a lot. Everybody goes into the pits, and we get the restart with still 80 laps to go in this 90 lap race. Ronnie Samples does not get the best start possible. And you see Rebecca Pellerin isn't there, and you're gonna see why soon, but she has had some wheel issues on the restart. Drop to the back. She had to pit again, drop to the back. When the restart happened, she had to drop to the back again. Ruby Carson currently running in the 4th spot, working her way forward. She's trying to become a contender. She needs a big points haul this weekend to be one. Brett Finley as well, trying to recover some points he lost earlier this season, gets a side swipe to the 77, and the 22 in close quarters combat with Ruby Carson and Joy Turkson trying to force it a 4 wide. Is it gonna happen? Cooler heads prevail. Joy Turkson does not make the 4 wide as Ronnie Samples continues to lead. Ruby Carson following closely, the 22 right around him. And you see Thomas Tucker, the damage was a lot, but it was not enough to put him out of the fight. He's running in the 18th. And now you see why Rebecca Pellerin was not on the front of the field on the restart. A lot of problems on that car. She's gonna end up losing a lot of time. She doesn't lose a lap, but she lost a lot of time, and she's on the back of the field right now as the pack has split up. You see the 15, the 38, the 77 still fighting for second place. The 99 joining in the 0-4 wide. 4 wide. Kelly Ashcroft forces the 4 wide. This could be dangerous. And it does not end in disaster, but they're gonna keep it close. And Kelly Ashcroft's gonna try the 4 wide again on turn number 1. The 15 and the 77 are making contact. The 38 dives deep. 38's gonna take second. 99 gonna go for third. Almost another 4 wide right there as the field comes around to lap the 469 by the time we reach lap number 24. And you see Samples leading away. You see there's another car there. That's Kirk Jones. The 38 goes through. The 99 goes through. The 15 goes through. And as the field now starts to split up due to the lapped cars, Ollie Sandono's gonna take the lead coming out of turn number 4, and he's your new leader of the race here in Houston as we open lap number 27. But the battle is not over. You check the 99, you check the 7, the preferred line on the turn number 1 seems to be the outside. The 7 is gonna get a pretty good run. Is it gonna be enough? They're side by side. And the 7 is gonna get the nose ahead. The 15 wanna try a 3 wide. And he's gonna go for it on the middle, sticking it in the middle. A valorous move by the 15 of Brett Finley, and the 7 leads. 15 gonna get scored in second. 99 is gonna get scored in third. Ollie Sandono's gonna fall to 4th. And you see the 0 of Joy Turkson, the 96 of Tony Hart, the 22 of Riley McKee, and the 85 of Charlie Faulkner in this battle. The 28 of Ibeki Murata into the pits. She's gonna go for an undercut. She goes for an early undercut. Thomas Tucker, Corbin Dempsey, Bobby Savage, and Lucia Harper go on the following lap, lap 31, lap 32. It's the first group of leaders pitting in. You can see the 88, the 98, the 77 amongst them, the 99 obviously amongst them. You can never miss that black and white 99 car. And the second group of leaders come in on lap number 33, the 0, the 96. And right behind them, I think that's the 55 of Jamal Schmidt. And they all come in. Let's see what's gonna happen when it cycles out, because Caitlin Richler decided to extend her run a little bit, score a couple of extra points. I think that's a thing that matters a lot in the current point system. You get 4 points for leading a lap, while most positions are 1 point apart. So that bonus matters a lot. As you see, the 7 unlapping themselves, the 99, the 15, and the 52 unlapping themselves in relation to Caitlin Richler, as Richler is now at a slower pace, but she's keeping up. And after falling to 4th place, she pits on lap number 38 of 90. Taking the lead is gonna be the 99 on the outside. She has to lap the 41. Where the 41 is gonna go? 7 has the nose ahead. And there goes Ronnie Samples for the lead. But this battle does not look like it's gonna be over so soon. Brett Finley and Kelly Ashcroft almost make contact. There goes Lucy Martin in the bottom, making a 3 wide. And Lucy Martin, a very energetic, assertive move to take 2nd place. And there goes and she's gonna have to suffer a couple of energetic moves herself, as the 99, the 0, the 15 go through her, as she ends up stuck, boxed in behind the 48. And the lap cars are gonna be the friends of most people right now, as coming to lap 50, Brett Finley on the inside of the 7, after the 7 lost a lot of time lapping the 969. Tony Hart currently running in 7th place, having a solid run. 8th place is gonna be Corbin Dempsey, as they come around to lap the 71, the 88 right there in close proximity, 8 in 9th place. And there goes Lucy Martin for the lead, lap 53. They almost make contact a couple of times. The car gets really unstable in this track when you put it side by side, but it's gonna work. Lucy Martin, new leader of the race. And then problems for the 469 of Mike Litteris, and that's the 2nd caution of the race on lap number 60. And the strategy Caitlin Richler did may have worked in her favor, as she's gonna go back into the lead lap through the lifeline, and everybody pits. So now everyone's gonna be in the same fuel cycle, and let's see what happens, because there's not gonna be the need for any more pit stops. Lucy Martin leads the field to the green. Ronnie Samples starting right alongside her on the outside. Joy Turkson has a better restart as well. Luke Pellerin also together with them. And there goes Ronnie Samples for the lead of the race, and he tries to open as big of a gap as he can, and he does open a pretty hefty gap by the time you get to lap 73. It's a pretty big gap, but the 15 and the 88 are chasing him down, and eventually they're gonna get to the 7, but it's gonna take a little while. Another 4 wide. Lucy Martin, Joy Turkson, contact! Lucy Martin into the back of the 99. They ran out of space, but Kelly Ashcroft, someone you should not mess with. Her career is ending. She has nothing to lose, and she gives a receipt to Lucy Martin, and she hits Lucy Martin back. That's a woman that is possessed, and she wants the final win to cap off her season in a more positive light. She has already 3 wins. Winning a 4th, winning a 5th would look pretty good on the stat board. Ronnie Samples continues to lead as the field laps the 19 of Jenny Irving, the 15 of Brett Finley right around the corner, 85 of Charlie Faulkner right with them. It is very interesting in this final few laps. And the 7 of Ronnie Samples leads away, and he has a pretty big gap over Luke Pellerin. And you can see he has Bellerin barely appears in the camera when it focuses on Samples, with only 2 laps to go, as they hit the back straightaway in this weirdly egg-shaped track, a misshapen egg, I think most people call. Oh no! The 15 and the 7 ran out of fuel. Did the pit crew screw up? Did the pit crews put less fuel than they should? Did they count their timing wrong? These cars use big cans to pour in the fuel, so they may have just pulled it off way too early, and the 7 and the 15 are gonna run out of fuel with only 1 lap to go, and Luke Pellerin finds himself in the catbird seat, being chased down by the 85 of Charlie Faulkner. And to win a title, you need as much luck as you need skill, and it looks like Lady Luck is about to give a big white smile to Luke Pellerin as he rounds out the final corner to take his second win of the year here in Houston. Luke Pellerin gets his second win of the season in an absolute lockout. Same with Charlie Faulkner getting his second straight second place finish. He hits the post once again. Alexis Wyman, Lucia Harper, two big upsets in third and fourth. Kelly Ashcroft, a fantastic fifth place. Lucy Martin in sixth. This is gonna definitely put her back in title contention. Ollie Sandy O'Nolan seventh. Riley McKee eighth. Tony Hart and Ruby Carson close out the top 10 in this final race of the triple header. Now, after 19 weekends, let's take a look at how the championship shapes up as we enter the final weekend of the season, the Try Hard Championship weekend. Taking the championship lead before the final race is Rebecca Pellerin with 785 points. However, directly behind her, there are three drivers tied with 774 points on the board. Lucy Barton, 4 wins, leads the tiebreaker. Thomas Tucker, 3 wins in the last 10 races, gets the third position. Luke Pellerin just scored his second win, 4th place. Blake Chandler is 12 points behind, lost 3 positions to fall down to 5th, but he's still very much nearby. Closing the top 10 right now are Kirk Jones, Caitlin Richler, Ruby Carson, Kelly Ashcroft in her final full-time season, and Charlie Faulkner in his first full-time season, despite having run in this series for upwards of 10-15 years at this point. However, this is only the top 10 drivers. All of them could win the title feasibly. But then we also get Joy Torkson, the first driver over 100 points behind the leader, who can also win the title, but he's gonna need a lot of luck. However, you look at the rest of the top 20. We fell from 16 contenders to 11 starting the Try Hard Championship weekend. Jamal Schmidt, Corbin Dempsey, Brett Finley, Ibiki Murata close out the top 15. Connie Brooks, Riley McKee, Ronnie Samples, and Ashley Richardson, which are part-timers, also bringing about the top 20. And former champion McKinley right there in 19th place, the first driver over 200 points behind. These drivers, despite not having a shot at the title, will like to one-up each other and maybe even win a berth in the Cleveland Grand Prix by winning the Try Hard 500. So this is going to be very interesting to follow through next weekend. And the Rookie of the Year battle concludes. Blake Chandler cannot be caught no longer. He wins the Rookie of the Year battle quite decisively. Charlie Faulkner jumped to second with these 3 consecutive top 5s, but he's still ways away from Blake Chandler, so this one is done and dusted. Blake Chandler is your Rookie of the Year for 2017 and has a shot at winning the title. That would make him the first Rookie Championship winner since McKinley all the way back in 2012. Now there is only one race left for the championship, and again, it's 3 races. The Marlisle duels to define the starting field for the Try Hard 500 at the Talladega Superspeedway. More than 100 cars will attempt to start. 40 will take the green. 1 will be the winner. I'll see you next time for the final time this year.